What's going on, everybody? Welcome. We are at the Great American RV Show today. I told you guys about this yesterday. We're hanging out down here. So, did we also get a sneak peek of possibly some new, maybe not so new Broncos uniforms? Brandon Jones definitely helps us out. Welcome into your Denver Sports Daily for March 15th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel V. Hill.
Brandon Jones will wear number 22 for the Broncos. Now, other notorious players that have worn that number, C.J. Anderson, Dominique Foxworth, Peyton Hillis, Kareem Jackson, of course, Bobby Ply back in the 60s. Maybe we just got a new hint at some new uniforms that maybe aren't so new coming to the Denver Broncos. As you can see on the right hand of the screen, there's a picture that Jones essentially had put out on a social media, and it's a little unique for the fact that we're seeing a player post a alternate jersey, which means that I'm assuming the Denver Broncos possibly gave it to him. Listen, I am totally here for the white helmets. I love them. I think they're sick, but I don't think that would be the helmets the Broncos would be sticking with. However, the jerseys, it wouldn't surprise me, which I think they are absolutely sick. So, hey, maybe that could be the case, maybe not. Let me know if you would be okay with the, blue and white stripes on the side, the orange jerseys, and maybe a different helmet, since, again, that's the snow-capped helmet. It's definitely an interesting question. Let me know in the comments. Now, the Dolphins are signing defensive lineman Jonathan Harris to a one-year deal, a source says. The Broncos did not tender him as a restricted free agent, so he was free to sign wherever he wanted. He played in all 17 games for the Bronco and recorded a career-high 43 tackles. Harris heads to Miami, and he'll meet up with former Broncos player Shaq Barrett, who was cut by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers earlier this month to essentially save cap. And he'll also meet up with Bradley Chubb, who was traded to Miami in the 2022 trade at the deadline, and the Broncos used that pick, obviously, to get Sean Payton. So definitely interesting, and best of luck to Jonathan Harris. Now, wide receiver Keenan Allen is heading to the Chicago Bears. Now, you might be like, Rachel, why are we talking about the Chargers? The Chargers did a lot the past couple of days. They traded Allen in exchange for a 2024 fourth-round draft pick. In the end, like they said, they trade Keenan Allen, they cut Mike Williams, and they restructured the contracts of Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. Definitely something interesting is happening down there in the Chargers, and Jim Harbaugh is looking to make some moves for sure. Now, Jerry Jeudy. Oh, Jerry Jeudy. We've been talking about this guy for so long, and he will wear number 3 for the Cleveland Browns, but he kind of took a little bit of a dig at maybe Sean Payton. He said, and Broncos country, to be honest. He goes on to say, I heard that the Browns were interested in me even 2 years ago. To be actually here, it's a surreal moment. So I feel like I'm at the right spot because they have been trying to get me for a long time. So I feel like I'm wanted here. As a player, you always want to be in a place that you feel welcomed and want to make it feel like home and want to be wanted. And so I have that feeling. And so having that feeling is great. The wide receiver was essentially a huge disappointment in his 4 years with Denver, collecting only 11 touchdowns in 57 games. He had two touchdowns in 2023, which again goes along with the fact of like a little Jordan Humphreys or Brandon Johnson. So nothing outrageous when it came to Jerry Jeudy. Now, in exchange for Jerry Jeudy, Cleveland gave Denver a 5th and a 6th round pick, and this move clears $12.9 million of cap space for the Denver Broncos, which obviously we've seen them kind of figure out the cap and what's going to be happening there. Now, another QB that a lot of people were definitely interested in to see what could happen. Could he be coming to the Denver Broncos? That's Sam Howell. And no, he will not be coming to the Denver Broncos. He ends up signing with the Seattle Seahawks. So the carousel just continues, and with the Seahawks acquiring him in a trade, they will get a 4th and a 6th round pick in exchange for the 3rd and 5th round picks next year. So it's definitely going to be interesting when it comes to Sam Howell. He really didn't have a great year last year. Like, the fact that Broncos country was so intrigued by him, I think it had a lot to do with just kind of the leader that he was going to be, because to be honest, again, he started in all 7 of them. He led the league in passing attempts, interceptions, and sacks. That's not exactly like career high worthy type things that we're talking about with Sam Howell, but maybe a fresh start with Geno Smith in Seattle could be a good thing. And the Commanders, they're obviously expected to take a quarterback in the draft this year. Either that's Jaden Daniels or Drake May with the number 2 pick overall. So it's going to be definitely something that Broncos country should pay attention to. Could there be a trade up? A lot of people are expecting if, Patriots can't get that number 3 pick and can't move up to number 2 to get Jaden Daniels. Maybe the Broncos could somehow get in there. I'm not exactly sure what the plan's going to look like, obviously, but it is something to pay attention to. With obviously the Commanders are going to have to make a move because they really have no QB right now. So what is that going to look like, and how will it affect the Denver Broncos when it comes down the line to them possibly trading up to get their QB? It's always interesting, that's for sure. Now the Nuggets, they have a road game tonight at the 14-52 Spurs. Yes, I said that correctly. And Denver will be looking for its 5th straight road win, which is definitely something that is not common. So far this year, just 9 NBA teams have managed a 5-game road winning streak, and Denver could be the first team to do it twice this year. Other basketball news, I guess I should say, and this looks at the college basketball schedule, because CSU and CU men's basketball are obviously playing in their their tournament games this year. And so we have to look at CU, who beat Utah 72-58, and CSU upset Nevada, who was a number 2 seed, 85-78. That was a great game last night. I was able to tune in for just a little bit. And the Buffs will play tonight at 8:30, taking on Washington State. And then you got to stay up late if you want to watch CU, who will play New Mexico at 10 p.m. So definitely some late games right there on the schedule for you. But if you are in need of some good college basketball ahead of March Madness, definitely check them out. They should be good games. Colorado Avalanche, they lead the league in the number of times a skater has reached 20 and 22 miles per hour, according to the league's new NHL Edge tracking system. Both are by a significant margin. Colorado had 2,338 bursts of 20-plus miles per hour this season. You can look down and see some of the top 3 players that we've got. Nathan MacKinnon coming in at 24.05 miles per hour. Valeri Nichushkin at 23.96 miles per hour. And Miles Woods comes in at 23.88. If you really think about that, that is absolutely crazy, like speed right there for these Colorado Avalanche players. Looking ahead to the Chiefs now. Oh, the Kansas City Chiefs. They got some help this weekend, and it's really unfortunate if you're a Denver Broncos fan, because let's be honest, we know that the Kansas City Chiefs, they do not need any help. Everybody's counting them out of winning a Super Bowl last year because of their wide receivers. They wouldn't have anybody for Patrick Mahomes to get the ball to. Well, that's definitely not the case. They end up signing Hollywood Brown to a 1-year contract. They have their new wide receiver, and again, this deal could be worth $11 million. They get a key piece that they have obviously been needing. Brown has played in Arizona for the past 2 seasons after he was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. He's played 72 games, has made 313 receptions for over 3,600 yards with an average of 11.6 yards per reception. So he's scored 28 touchdowns. This is going to be a massive addition to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, which again is not good news for Broncos country. In the NFL, sticking around just a little bit more, Dan Campbell, he'll be sticking around in Detroit for a little bit longer. The Detroit Lions have announced that they're extending their head coach, which is good news. I personally am a big Dan Campbell fan. I think that he did a really nice job, obviously, with the Lions the past couple of years, and it's just continuing to go on up. He understands also that things are never the same. Even though they were a solid Detroit Lions team, they still have to look to get better. The Lions also extended general manager Brad Holmes with the team, so definitely going to be one of those things where you kind of just have to pay attention to what the Lions are doing. Like, I would not count them out of a Super Bowl next year. I know that sounds a little crazy considering how bad the Lions were for so long, but I would not count them out of being in that conversation. So good for the Lions. I actually have a really good friend of mine over there. She's the team reporter for the Lions. So I'm really happy for her, obviously, as we see continued success. Now, last thing for you, and this is just a bit of a weird one. There was a tennis match being played out there in California at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. And yes, they ended up having to stop the match because of a bee invasion. Check this out.
A few weeks ago, it's been great. Repeat the tennis the previous or the following morning as well. So if you do miss a little bit, you can watch it the next day. It's great. What's happening here?
Yeah, it's just a few bugs flying around Carlos right now.
We are surrounded with bees here.
Some bees. Carlos is being attacked.
He's not liking that, is he?
No. They're still around him. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them all over the court. That's you can see them. Right.
Pause for a while here now.
Holy cow! Never seen that before.
No, they're right above the chair umpire's chair as well. Like, Carlos got to get a towel on his head. He's like getting off the court. That's amazing.
Incredible. Look at that.
Everybody near the court.
The amount of bees, I didn't mean to laugh, but it honestly did just kind of crack me up. Seriously, I could not believe it. And you can obviously see on the picture here on the Skycam that they've got the amount of bees that are sitting on that camera is just crazy. It was something I've never heard of happening, but it doesn't surprise me at all. So for your Friday, I can leave you with that one. That's one of those fun fact stories that you could definitely go on and be like, did you hear about the bee invasion in California? I always love checking out some of your guys's comments. So I love doing that, especially on a Friday. What are your thoughts on a new QB? It's definitely an interesting question right there, but I do think that they're going to go with a rookie. And to be honest, I think the rookie, no matter what, is going to start week 1. I think Jared Stidham, I think there's going to be a battle, but at the exact same time, it's going to kind of just come down to what are they able to do? Like, do you really want Jared Stidham to be your quarterback of the future? No. So if you get a JJ McCarthy or a Bo Nix, whoever it may be, a Drake May, that possibility, then heck, just go for it. Start in week 1. Broncos country will have to be patient. I'll have to be patient. I've been very critical. I'm sick of being patient when it comes to the Denver Broncos. So that's my thought on a new QB. I'm kind of glad that they didn't end up going and getting a veteran QB because I'm just kind of over it at this point. But let's see. Hey, Rachel, can we be friends? Absolutely. Follow me on any of my social media. I always love chatting with you guys. There's tons of good stuff. Want to just check out maybe 1 or 2 more comments? Rachel, you go, girl. Roll with Stidham. I'm not rolling with Stidham, that's for sure. My boy Nichushkin plus 190 versus Vancouver. He has been absolutely the key piece that this Colorado Avalanche team has needed. I kid you not when I say this. They so badly needed him to come back, and I'm so glad that he was able to graduate from the player assistant program and come back for this team because it is very, very obvious how different of a team they can be when it's not all on Mikko Rantanen's shoulders or Nathan McKinnon's shoulders. They needed Val back, and I truthfully believe this team now, with the key pieces that they have added in, they could possibly make a cup run. So that's great news if you're a Colorado Avalanche fan. And then, of course, you got the Denver Nuggets. Like, we could be talking about 2 possible parades here. I'm not 100% buying in on the Avs just yet like I am the Nuggets, but it's a possibility for sure. So plenty of good stuff on this Friday, you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Again, we're at the RV show. I'm going to be here for the next couple of hours, so you can come hang out. When I tell you how insane some of these RVs are, like, I could possibly move into them. So come hang out with us. Great American RV Show down at the Convention Center. We're here today and tomorrow as well. Obviously, you need to probably get out from the snow. I get it. You were trapped in your house all day yesterday. Come out here. You're going to be nice and warm and toasty, and you can check out some of these amazing RVs. And I know they've got some really good sales. So I'm about to go do a lap just to see what else we got going on here. But that is going to do it for your Friday edition of Denver Sports Daily. Come hang out with James Marilat and I, and let me know in the comments right now what you want us to talk about. Do you want us to talk a little bit more about the quarterback battle? Are you looking for some nuggets, some Avs? Let me know, and we will definitely be doing that 12 p.m. Come hang out with us. Have a wonderful Friday, everybody. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.